On to JACKOCAR here for Season 2, Round 10 here at Austria. A very crucial round in the championship. This is where we get all of the drivers for the playoffs decided in the top 10. I'm your commentator Owen White. With me, as always, is Jacko, and this really is it now, isn't it? Big race.
In my eyes, is probably the most important race of the season. You think once everybody has confirmed their playoff spot, this job done, they can focus on themselves for the next 6 races and go from there. The maths are simple. The guys 7th down to 10th, all they have to do is make sure somebody from 11th and below doesn't win. But if that does happen, they're all going to be fighting each other for these final 4 spots.
Right then, so we're just waiting for us to get in the lobby. We keep seeing changeable conditions in the qualifying sessions this season. It appears to be a recent trend. Certainly something that the drivers might not really fancy tonight, but if it happens, it'll certainly shake it up nicely. So let's see what weather we end up with in qualifying. Riley was saying before about how good he is in the wet here, so he'll probably be praying for it to be raining. Unfortunately for him, it's not.
Riley, of course, was one of those drivers in the must-win situation. He had a pole at Silverstone short, you may recall, in those changeable conditions. I don't know. He is one of the faster guys in the bottom 10. Maybe he can do something tonight, but going out early in qualifying, he doesn't have the advantage of track evolution, so I think we'd like to see a regular pole sitter.
Now, there's a lot of drivers who've changed the liveries over this week, and they've been sharing it with me, actually. They're very interested to see what I think of them. There's a few good ones out here. You'll enjoy them when they come out. First driver who'll be coming out in the next few seconds is going to be Risky in the number 37. A very short lap round here, so with the way these timings work, you might get a few drivers sort of tripping up over each other. It just depends where they come out of the pits at. I guess we'll have to wait and see though on how that works. I'm sure all the drivers will be sort of aware of where their rivals are, so hopefully there isn't too many problems with that. But you can hear the car being fired up. There's Risky leaving the pit box.
And news just in, Owen, it's a wet start to the race.
Man, isn't it a great day to have internet problems, for goodness sake. I really hope this stays up then now. That's why Jacko's voice is all messed up, by the way. If it sounds a bit messy, it's because my internet's broken. Sorry. But nothing we can do about that. But anyway, there's Risky. The one sort of comparison I've never really made up till now. That's an MP Motorsport car. If you take off the purpley pink on it, the magenta, then that's just an MP Motorsport car. That's weird.
Good use of the word magenta then, not one we hear often. I would have called it purple.
If you can't decide whether it's pink or purple, you just go down the middle. Yeah. It's magenta.
Go in the middle.
Easiest way out. Right then, so like I say, short lap. Next car has already come out of the pit lane, so there shouldn't be any problems with that. That is Paul McGuinness. So yeah, luckily no problems on the timing there. But let's ride on board then for a lap with Risky Racer, and let's see how he gets on. Very short lap run here, but the ERS still worth keeping an eye on. I don't think I'll need to worry about it too much, but if it ends up being a D-rating thing, well, obviously you'll see it at the final corner. Clean enough through turn 1. This is effectively a glorified go-kart track. It's always been the way I've looked at it. Just no real, no creative corners, let's say. It's all very basic stuff, but it does mean it'll be very close, and it makes it actually a bit more easy to make mistakes, because you think, oh, this can't be too hard, and then it is, and then the panic sets in. But so far, Risky's done alright so far. It's this middle sector is where it goes wrong. Oh.
It was, I think, here last year where the top 14 were all within 9 tenths of each other. I don't think we'll be as close this time around. But you are right, it does bunch the pack up. It is one of those tracks that is good for that.
Right, here comes Risky then. Oh, look at that. The rear end really is driving that car through the last 2 corners, but he's kept it on the road, and Risky Racer to the line. I know he's not actually called that anymore, but yeah, who cares? He's P1. No, Paul McGuinness. karting master, but is he going to be good in the glorified go-kart track? I've already told him he should win this one. He sort of needs to as well. I mean, he's like second on the track. That sort of tells you how badly the season's gone. Whether it's him not showing up or whether it's his controller turning off. Yeah, we believe that.
Yeah.
It's just not really gone his way so far, and so he needs this to be P1 really today. There's no other option for him.
No, don't forget, Paul was one of the favourites going into the season. He's 19th in the championship. It's just not happened for him. And he has missed a few races as well. Or final corner from Paul here, by the way. The RS opens as he powers down the straight. He goes pole, but only for now.
Right, here is Nascar. Lovely livery on this one, has to be said. Also Paul's, obviously being a 2004 Ferrari, but you saw that one last week. Did we see this one in the throwback week?
Yeah.
Yeah,
this is his 2016 WRC Toyota, I recall.
One of the many Toyotas that were that day. They're still not too happy for me that I didn't give any of the Toyotas the best livery award. Like, sorry. Should have made a better one then, shouldn't you? Ah, invalid.
Well.
A pretty car doesn't fix the issues with the track limits, sadly. What a shame. Right now, Riley's turn. He's right behind this, look, so there's sort of what I'm already saying about the tripping up. There's sort of potential that you're stuck behind people. But luckily, since he was pitting anyway, no problem for Riley. So we can watch him on his lap, up towards turn 1. Seems a lot more aggressive than the way Risky was taking it. I don't know about Paul, obviously, but I mean, that's a decent start to the lap. That should really go purple, that sector 1. And it does go purple.
Riley, arguably the better qualifier out of who we've already seen, but the big boys are yet to come.
Right, down to turn 4 then. Riley. Maybe a little bit too slow into there, but as long as he's kept it on track, obviously. Nicer to have a lap in than have no lap at all. And it should still be a competitive one as it stands. 44.5 in the middle sector. We'll see how it stacks up at the end. Just 2 corners to go now, turn 9 and turn 10. We saw how Risky's rear end was through here on board. Let's see how Riley's is. A lot less front end on it, and you can see it was struggling to get round there, but as he comes up to the line, he should still be able to go up there into P1, and he does indeed.
Right. Riley. Next up is young Bowser.
Oh, he's invalidated.
Oh
dear.
Never mind. And of course, this is where the playoffs fell apart for Bowser last season. He was 2 points up, I believe, going into the race. Puncher on lap 1. Finished 18th, and he was finished outside of the playoff positions by a single point.
Big day for TC as well. Big day for TC as well, because, I mean, it really isn't going to plan for him so far. What a day this would be to turn it all around. I want to see the gold trim on that car, my friend. And, well, this is your last chance, potentially, for now anyway, to stick some on, because right now, obviously not quite in the playoffs yet. Plenty of time, of course, these guys, even if they don't get through tonight, to be that Joker entry for the final. But they don't really want it to come to that, do they? They want to get it done now. And we'll see if TC can pull an upset.
All 10 drivers would have to fight for their way in through the chase. Of course, that was won last season by Jordan, who become a permanent driver at this very track, Owen.
Yeah.
Look where he's already qualified for the playoffs. So it shows what potential he has.
Here comes TC.
He's a 2-time race winner.
And he's gone pole provisionally at the moment. That's a good start for him. Clyde just behind him, as invalidated, by the way.
Oh.
Shame for him. Means he can watch Mr. John.
To me in the week. He's not too much of a fan of this qualifying system, but I can see why.
Means you can't make any mistakes. He mustn't be very much enjoying that part of the game. But look at this livery down on Mr. John. Again, it loses
to this one as well, Owen.
Well, okay, I was about to. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, so Hooters, which is an American restaurant.
Okay, definitely does lose credibility then. I was about to say it was going to lose credibility for the fact he didn't earn the livery, but no, that certainly confirms it.
Yeah, Hooters are doing a promotional thing for cancer and cancer survivors.
Okay, suddenly it's a good thing again. This is a roller coaster, this explanation.
Mr. John said he'll donate £1 for every point that he picks up tonight. Yuri and myself have said that we'll triple that.
Right.
If he wins, 700% of his winnings will go to Hooters Cancer, and that is a 1 minute 5.5 for Mr. John.
Right then, let's find Yuri. Yuri hasn't come out of the pits. Has he got a ban? Or has he just taken his time? Or has he just forgotten his time slot?
I think he might have forgotten that.
Right, well, that means we get to follow Connor for the whole lap then. Which I'm sure he'll enjoy lots. Is that a bit more blue, that livery? It's changed the bite a little bit, that one, hasn't it?
I'm not too sure, Owen.
I think that's maybe just different shade, or maybe it's because of my HDR. I kept HDR on this week. You might have noticed the colours are a bit richer. I wanted to see how that actually looked on the stream. Still looks very nice, even in HDR. But yeah, good livery. Will it be a good lap time? That's the question.
Yuri confirming that he simply just missed his time.
What a shame. Oh well, this means he gets to watch the rest of the qualifying from the comfort of his garage, knowing he's going to be last. And to the line, Connor P3. And here is Pete on his lap now.
Pete, by the way, is plus 16 points ahead of Connor coming into this race, so Connor cannot overtake him on points. But Pete is the lowest of the 4 drivers that or the other 3 drivers that he's fighting against. He's -4 to Camo Babbo, so if an outsider does win, Pete is the man at risk.
It's so hard to believe that Pete is even in this top 10 in the first place. I'm sort of expecting it potentially to go wrong tonight for him. I mean, if it's going to go wrong for anyone, it will go wrong for him. It's been a wretched season so far, and it's a purple middle sector so far in this lap. Wouldn't that be annoying for the whole grid if he just suddenly picks us some form now? Wouldn't that be just typical as he comes around the last 2 corners?
What a time to pick up form as well, though, going into the playoffs. Of course, he crashed here last season, don't forget that. But he eventually won the championship. Pete to the line.
He won.
Pole for now.
For goodness sake. I mean, yay! I think so. He took his time, but he's doing it now. Fair enough. Must have had his pad out again. As as Camo Babbo comes through now. Has he changed this livery much this season? Have we actually seen his second variation yet?
This is the same livery that started the season in Bahrain.
Obviously, we'll see a different one at some point soon. I'm not saying I'm sick of this one. I'm just looking forward to seeing what his next effort's going to be, really. I mean, this is a good livery, but come on. Looking forward to seeing what you've got for the rest of the season. As he comes round, let's see if he'll have a good qualifying anyway. Bit of a corner cut.
Oh, invalidation.
And that's what happens when you cut the corner. Now, again, this site uses a bit of credibility because he didn't really earn this one as yet, but oh my god, look at this livery. For Dexter. Oh.
Very nice. And Dexter
you need to see this at night time as well, this one that'll look very nice.
Singapore coming up. Dexter last week, he became only the 6th driver to hit 200 career points.
Now, hopefully the livery will help propel him towards that 300 some point soon. Not particularly quick compared to the front runners though in that middle sector. So we'll see what the time's going to be. Maybe 6th or 7th, somewhere around there. Let's see, Dexter to the line. Yeah, 7th. Gotta say, there's not that many who've had successful lap times, really. I mean, we're not really thinking about it, but look at him. There's only got 8 times up there. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people yet to come. Not
7th fastest as well.
Not really a very high hit rate of good times at the moment. Or any times.
No.
Interesting stuff. That could be a potential worry for the big guns before they come out. Not that it really matters to them per se.
Behind Pete, look at the drivers 2nd down to 6th. They all need to win, Owen.
Yeah. So this is it for the big runners. It doesn't really matter to them what happens to their lap, but obviously it matters to the rest of them. They need it to stay this way. It might well do so. We'll see. First one to come out though, MK Bourne. P3. So, yeah, they're starting to cut into there now.
Those 4 drivers, by the way, are Pete, MK Bourne, Camo Babbo and Dexter. They're the ones in the top 10 but not yet qualified.
Here is Jordan in his Jordan. We'll still call it a Jordan. Has he changed the
His
colours around a
revised.
little bit?
Yeah, he said he put too much blue on it, so he's gone back to this. So there's now just a nice blue line through the middle.
Yes.
I like it.
It's very nice. It doesn't look as much as like a minority anymore. It did look a lot like a minority last week from 2000. I hope people got that reference as Jordan goes P2.
Oh,
No, I don't be showing any bias here now.
OKK last week, the 13th driver to set a fastest lap in JACKOCAR.
Look at that.
Two-time race winner.
British Racing Green. Just, it never disappoints, this one, does it? So nice.
Lovely finish on the green as well. Like the metallic gloss.
See, Pete, this is how you do it. You've got the British flag on there, you've got to put the British Racing Green on it. And that's what OKK's done. It's a decent middle sector as well. Should be up there in that top sort of 5, potentially. We'll see. A lot of curve on the way into turn 9. Might have lost him a little bit too much speed. But here he comes to the line. Where's he going to go? P7. Close in that pack. He's well in there. And only 4 to go. First of which is... Jimmy Wright, J. Luke. Will be an interesting one, this. It's a very quick time so far. This should go P1 if it all stays on track. J. Luke. And as he comes to the final corner. Bit wide, might have invalidated. He certainly had to slow it down. No invalidation, no. P2, it cost him. It definitely cost him.
Jamie, one of 3 jokers tonight, by the way. The other ones are Camo Babbo and MK Gorn.
Interesting. Here's Splinter.
Other Jamie.
Yes, other Jamie. Too many Jamies.
This one is the all-time points leader, Jamie Bromley.
Yeah, and still right up there in this season's championship. Should be almost a shoe-in for this final 5 if he just keeps the consistency up. So certainly having a very good season. Not many people really talking about him too much, I don't think. And we're all sort of focusing on Jimmy Wright and Kyle, but actually Splinter, Jimmy Bromley, as he goes P1. Arnold's retired. He's binned it on the exit of turn 1. You'll see him on the right hand side. I think he will. There he is in the wall. So that means that only Kyle has a lot to set then. So Arnold, that's a massive blow for him then if he trying to stay in that top 2 in the championship. But here is the man leading it, and we're going to get to watch the whole lap now for the man who's donned the white and gold. He's obviously the regular series champion, so we can do this, can't he? He's just a bit of showboating, but can you blame him? Mind you, did he earn this livery? No. So
not like me and you, Owen. And
yeah, we earned it. Khalifa as well. I mean, look at this climb. Incredible. He just thinks he can get away with this. Although, fair enough, if there's any car you're going to stick gold onto, it's going to be this livery, isn't it? Beautiful.
Yeah. He was looking for permission earlier in the week. Can I do this, he said. I was like, of course you can, you regular season champion. Do what you want, son. Through turn 3 he goes.
Really is actually good that in the sun as well with my lovely HDR. Hopefully the viewers are able to see the beautiful goldness of this. Only a 44.4 though in the middle sector. Obviously J-Luke had lost a little bit of time to put him at 10th off Splinter. I wonder if Splinter might actually have pole in the bag here. We'll see though. Don't want to say it too early. Maybe Kyle have a better final sector, but certainly wasn't a very good middle sector. As he comes to the line, Kyle, where's he going to go? 6th only. So yeah, it wasn't a very good middle sector in the end. That means it is Splinter who's just being pulled like in the garage. He's on pole in Austria. And the top 12 then separated with 9/10. So what was it last season?
9/10 in the top 14.
Ah, close. Mind you, there was only 14 times today. 6 people didn't get a time in. And there was 1 accident in Arnold. Incredible session that actually.
Yeah. And last season, of course, they could do as many laps as they wanted to in qualifying.
Good point.
Whereas this season, you get the 1 hot lap and that's it.
Yeah.
A first pole for Splinter for a few races now. I think Hungary last season was his only pole, I want to say. I'm not too confident. But Pete Ball already coming up with the excuses in the chat, blaming his first and final corners.
He should be happy. He's P2 for goodness sake. This is P. He never gets good qualifying. But anyway, here's the grid. We might as well go with this. We've got 20 seconds. Splinter from Pete, then J-Luke, Jordan, TC, Kyle, NK Bourne, obviously Jokesen as well, J-Luke, NK Bourne, then we've got Riley, Connor, OKK, Paul, Risky, Dexter, Mr. John, Cameron Babo, another Joker, and then Clyde, Arnold, Baza, Danskar, and Yuri. Like I say, 6 drivers there with no time on the board.
And what I'm looking at, Owen, is P5 TC Thomas.
Exactly, this is it. P5 for TC. I'm hopeful this is going to be good. Now, obviously, there's going to be a bit of rain at the start of this. That'll shake it up nicely as well. This will be very interesting indeed. I've got the chills now.
We love mixed conditions, don't we?
We had it here last season. It was ruined by safety cars. I don't think this will get ruined by them. I'm hoping, I'm praying. We've already got the rain. It's a good start. We're further than last year before a safety car ruined it. Or last season, I should say. So, yeah. So I got the chills now. I'm very much looking forward to this. This really is a big race.
And a little stat for you as well. This is the first time this season that all 20 drivers that are full-time drivers have started in the same race.
What a time to be on the grid. They all know it's up for grabs today. But,
you may have seen me ask in the chat earlier, do you reckon we can get 20 finishes?
And I laughed at that.
Yep.
We always aspired for it, didn't we? Even from back in the ILR7, ILR8 days. We just never really managed it. Got very close in one China race, but then someone binned it. Stupid place to be. I think it was Dexter. I might remember wrong. Anyway, they binned it with like 3 laps to go. I was very upset. We never managed the 20 in a end of a race. I don't think we'll manage it today, funnily enough, with these conditions. Mind you, we saw in Silverstone actually they weren't really too bad with the crashing aspect. It was just sort of spins, etc. I think that did them. But anyway,
they've calmed down a lot this season, haven't they? So
yeah, they've got their act together a bit. Obviously, they're all going to be fighting a bit hard today, I have a feeling. I just wonder how these guys that are already confirmed will be thinking about this one as well. Just with these conditions and knowing that the guys behind are probably going to be more aggressive than ever. Especially TC. He's really going to want this now. He probably wasn't expecting to be this high up on the grid. Well, he was a last minute addition last season, wasn't he? And wouldn't that be incredible if he managed to do it again? It'd actually be more extraordinary than last season, really, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because this is the back against the wall. This is your last chance to have the easy route. I've been saying for a few weeks now the playoffs is the easier route to go through if you want to make it to the final, because there's so much talent in that bottom 10 that the chase is not going to be an easy fight. So I cannot call who is going to be, let's say, the Joker driver, if you will, in Brazil in, what, 9 weeks' time? Of course, after this there's only 7 races left, but we do have a 2-week break. A All-Star race.
Which I don't get to take part in, even though I did win a race in that 5-lapper. But I get to commentate on it at least, so...
Oh yeah.
At least I get some involvement. But
£50 prize for the winner.
Nothing for the commentator.
So the 22nd, I believe.
Like I say, nothing for the commentator. Anyway, we'll deal with...
Be quiet.
Right, the drivers then are lining up on the grid. We've got a race starting coming, and as you can clearly see, it's a wet track. It's raining. It's Austria. We know what this place is like. This should be a cracking race.
Yeah, and for those of you joining my recording, if the stream fails, hello and good evening. It's me and Owen here. But hopefully, you get to see it live. Owen, this is your moment. The end of the regular season. 4 places up for grabs. Over to you.
Look out for the lights then. When all 5 go out eventually, this race will be underway. It's Splinter on the right, and it is Pete on the left, and we are away in Austria. Looks like a pretty good start from Jimmy, but where is he going to go? J-Luke got towards turn 1 on the outside. Bromley has to get out of the way, and they're 3 wide. Look at that. And there's a massive lift off there. Had to be for Pete, or else he would have had a collision. But that was 3 wide into turn 1. And J-Luke, he was leaving nothing on the table. He wanted to get that one done straight away. Up towards turn 3. Look at TC. He wants to get up to that P4 already. He's got to make moves quickly. And there's a lot of drivers scrambling for position. And it looked like Riley going a very, very long way round. He was off the track for most of that braking zone. Luckily kept it out to the weeds.
Riley, one of those drivers who needs a win as well. TC not made any progress up from 5th. But
Oh no, there goes Carl into the back of TC and into Jordan as well. That's a broken front wing for him and lost position for TC, but he should gain that back because Carl, no way, is going to keep going with that front wing damage. That's massive damage he's got. And Riley's falling down the grid as well. He must have gone to the grass or something. He's like side by side. NK Bourne is going to spin round. Will anyone hit him? No, he's been able to clear off the track. What a chaotic start. And Carl is losing positions now. He's falling way down the grid. And yeah, he's going to end up into the pit lane. We could even see a virtual safety car for the debris, but I have a feeling we'll stay green for now. That's side by side up ahead. Risky on the inside. Very difficult place to go. He's got front wing damage as well. That's why he's pitting. And they're still fighting on the way to the pit lane. My goodness me. Dansko was not expecting that, I don't think. And he's really lost that as a result.
That with Kyle. Oh, amazing first lap here. J-Luke, though, is the man who's made the most of it. Baz fighting Camo Baba for 13th here.
Now I wonder if Clyde had an incident in there as well, potentially, because there were yellow flags and he's the one that's fallen all the way down the grid. He's last place and a long way down as well. He's about 10 seconds off the nearest car. But look at this. Splinter is under just the most incredible pressure because J-Luke is 3.5 seconds clear. He's on the Joker, by the way, we need to remind you. He's going to have a great chance of winning this one today. As down the inside goes Pete and he has dispatched Splinter.
Pete doing what he needs to do because he's got to outscore the likes of Camo Baba, who's down in 13th, MK Bourne, who's spun to the back, and Dexter, who is 11th. He's doing enough at the moment, but Pete is making sure he's safe from any threat if an outsider were to win this one.
It really does look good. Pete, he's happy enough because that is J-Luke, really is doing the best job he possibly can for the guys inside the top 10 because he is absolutely, like I say, taken off. He's making 2 seconds a lap. He really has this under control as it stands. And, well, we saw in Silverstone, Carl had a similar dominant performance. And he made the Joker work there. It does look to me like J-Luke will try and do the same thing, but it's a long way to go. Safety cars can get involved. This is Austria. We know what this place is like when there's such tension in the air. As Jordan has a look on the inside of Splinter, the pole sitter, really not having an easy run. See, not quite enough grip on the exit. OKK might fancy a look now. He's on to the ERS. He's obviously into the top 10 as well. He's obviously qualified thanks to the win in Monza, so it doesn't really have to be too hard here. There's Paul McGuinness and Riley going through. I think that's Riley actually getting past the man with the 2004 Ferrari vibes. So not going too well for him either. Now, they said it would start wet, didn't they, the guys in the chat? Did they say it would stay wet, Jacko, do you know?
All I got was it was going to be a wet start, but looking at the graphics at the start of the race...
Oh no, there goes Splinter, and that's an accident. Safety car will be out for that one, surely, because that's OKK's edge.
Who's going to pit? Everyone's going to pit here. Connor will stay out. Connor's playing the long game.
And there goes Mr. John into the back of OKK. Was he watching? Was he not aware that OKK was recovering to the track? He'll be into the pits for a new front win as well. And all the guys pitting now, TC being the first of which, massive advantage because they get to maybe not be under that much pressure from that Joker now because they'll be able to close right up to J-Luke. That is exactly what he didn't need.
Yeah, because that cancels out that Joker now. So if TC and all those boys like Riley and Paul can stay with J-Luke, we've got a race on our hands. What a chaotic start to this Austrian Grand Prix. It always delivers this track.
We had to say it, didn't we, that they were calming down a bit, and then that happens. The most crazy start to a race we've had all season, really. And that was just, yeah, Splinter losing it through turn 8. He said it straight in the track. He had no grip at all. And it's cost him, unfortunately. He spun it, got collected.
Was Arnold a passenger? Sorry, Owen, I didn't see it myself.
I'll assume so. I was watching on board with OKK, and you see Arnold's car off to the right in the wall. So you'd assume he was a passenger.
Okay, Jamie Bromley confirming in the chat. Whoever I hit, I am sorry. He had zero control of the car. He wasn't even accelerating at the time.
Right. No, who else is going to pit then? Connor seems to be a bit sort of unsure what he wants to do. Baz has ignored the yellow flag. Dexter stays out as well. Cameron, of course, he'll stay out. As will NK Bourne, naturally. And yes, will TC actually manage to jump any of these two things? Because he's under a very strict delta as the rest of them are, because none of them actually caught the safety car. If they'd all caught the safety car on that first lap, then it would have been a massive advantage for TC, but the same strategy anyway as those guys ahead. So I mean, yeah, he's lost, but he would have lost even more if he didn't pit, if you get what I mean. So let's just see he hasn't pitted yet.
The last thing he needs is a penalty, so it's not even worth trying to beat the Delta. Just play it, run your race, go from there. MK Bourne and Camo Babo, by the way, up into 4th and 5th.
What's that? Didn't
get the old Joker drivers.
They are on the Joker. This is the advantage that you can get from that. Connor and Dexter, obviously, they have to make 2 stops still. So TC effectively actually is 6th, so it's not too bad. But yeah, still losing out to Calabaro and NK Bourne, but that's not really something he could do much about. That's just how the Joker works. And well, we're just going to wait for this grid now to get themselves all lined up again.
Here's a stat that Splinter wouldn't want to hear. That crash ends his run of 17 straight top 10 finishes, a record in the league, and it's gone.
I have a feeling that'll be a record that'll take quite a long time to be beaten, though. To be fair, it was a very good run. I know how chaotic this league is. I'm sure that's something you'll still be very proud of, that record. Although Absolutely. It did feel it was something that was going to go eventually, and you could see he was struggling at the start of that race. Just a shame, really, that it went so early. That was looking at a pretty good scrap he was going to have, but if he had no grip, yeah, it's sort of inevitable, isn't it? But oh well.
The last time that Splinter scored a single point in a race was in Italy last season.
We got a comment from Arnold. He got a puncture over the debris, and that's what put him into the wall. So he didn't. Well, he was a passenger, but not in the way I was expecting. I thought he had just, clattered into the side of the car, but no, he's had something else go wrong. That's his luck then, I guess. Shame.
Perfect timing for Arnold. Do you remember his implosion last season in the playoffs? It's beginning to happen once again.
Not really his fault this time, no, really.
Arnold in Austria last season picked up a point after a DNF, and his history has repeated itself.
Alright, come on, can we get the safety car red now, please? I'm looking forward to this restart. The rain has stopped. This is the time where the safety car needs to clear off, because this is where this is going to get properly interesting. Please tell me you're coming in this lap. Be nice to me.
Potentially where the race could be won. Who's brave enough to stick the hards on?
Will they even get to the end from here? Oh no, don't you dare say. Oh, it's staying out, Jacko. Boring little sod. But J-Luke is pitting.
J-Luke pits.
I don't think that's the right decision. I don't think he could get tires to the end from here. But I mean, if he let's see. Will anyone follow him?
Well,
he'll be praying. Riley pits too.
He can do this. He's already in the playoffs. He's gone hard, so he's gone for it.
He'll have absolutely zero grip at the end of this race, I don't think. Which is, I guess, a good thing if you're obviously not going to be one of those guys. Oh well, if you're him anyway, he doesn't have to worry, then it's fine, I guess. You can take that risk. Riley and Kyle again. Well, Riley, that is risky,
TC's
isn't
net
it?
P3, Owen. TC is net P3 as it stands.
So Riley is taking a big risk here by going on to the mediums, because he isn't qualified, is he?
No, he has to win.
It's mediums, like. That's a 2-stop from here. Let's see what happens. The track is drying quickly, but there's still spray.
What I want to know is, what are Connor and Dexter up to?
Well, they're hoping for this, aren't they? Because they are leaders of this race, so this safety car hurries up and clears off. Mind you, Camo Babo actually, MK Bourne. Camo Babo and MK Bourne might be pulling off the master class of mass, because this is not dry enough yet, and they only have to make one more stop, these two. They just keep this clean. They should have a real shot at the win on Joker.
Camo Babo hasn't been on the podium since Australia last season.
Well, what a sign to return, huh?
Exactly last season, yeah.
This is net leader right now.
Yeah, neither of them need to win. They're both inside the cup as it stands.
Right, then,
a new race winner this season? I'll take it.
This is too wet for dries. I'm telling you, this is too wet. There's a lot of... Oh! Paul McGuinness has crashed. There's a lot of stuff going on there. Risky's got a penalty for that, but we are going green again. Paul, yeah, well, he'll be throwing something, I'm sure, but TC was in all that as well. No damage, but he has lost out to Risky. I'm not too sure if he's all okay after that. I think Risky's the one who had the penalty, so it's okay. Pete ahead of NK Bourne, important that for him. He made a stop, remember, under that safety car, I believe, didn't he?
Yeah,
just quickly check that. Yeah, so he needs to be making these moves. And, oh, that's so frustrating for Paul. He just smashed into the back of the car under the safety car. I don't know why I went so early, but ah well. Look at this. NK Bourne's falling right down the grid. I'd hate to be on dries right now, by the way. Look at the spray. This is not dry yet.
Look at the lead. Connor's pulling out, by the way.
He's got the free track ahead of him. We know how crucial that is. We saw that with JACKOCAR earlier. And look at Pete going right round the outside of Camo Babo. That's a risky move. But he should be getting it done. I think he will get it done. What a move from the champion.
The season right there.
Reigning champion finally showing what he's made of. What a great move that was. Up to P3 now, and that is the net race lead as well.
Yeah. What we do for another Pete when he's only had the 3, hasn't won since the middle of last season.
Alright, let's see how the rest are getting on. Let's see how J-Luke is getting on. Well, it's a bit grim, isn't it? On board. Oh, yeah. Man, Riley's all over him.
The track has dried, Owen, or drying, and he does not have to pit again.
Here's Jordan inside. Will he make it stick? Yes.
Risky's going through as well.
Yeah.
Camo.
Yellow flags. Dan Scott, I believe, has spun, and he's broken the front wing as well. Now, we're saying with J-Luke having not to pit again, he's just been overtaken by Riley. I don't think it really matters if he has to pit again. He's losing too much time now, and I don't think they'll be in this lap either. Clearly, by the way that J-Luke's running, he's going to be 20 odd seconds behind this at least.
It's right on the crossover because it's too late to come back in for wets, isn't it?
Yeah, he has to stick with it now. It's a really tricky position for him to be in. I just don't know why he pitted. I guess maybe he thought it would drive a bit quicker. Maybe it would be a bit like last season where it did seem to change weather much more quickly, but certainly not this season. The weather this time, safety car wasn't going to ruin it for us this time. The only person that's really ruining it for is J-Luke, and obviously Riley and the rest as well. He pitted, and Dan Scar will pit too, obviously with the front wing damage. What's he going to put on? Will he? I guess he'll have to just put dries on and hope, I guess.
As I was saying, J-Luke, he can afford to take the risk, but he has, in essence, wasted his Joker.
Yeah. I mean, even a safety car to get him back in it wouldn't really get him back in it, would it? He seems really out of it right now.
I mean, the safety car would have to be timed to perfection.
I don't know if you can even time it to perfection with him this far back. Others would get pit stops in, at the yellow flags. That is a white car. Must be Dan Scar, and it is Dan Scar. He's broke the front wing again. Now that feels to me like he's done that on the way out of the pit lane.
He did.
I think he has. Oh dear. Not happy boy.
He wanted. Credit to Connor though, by the way.
Dexter, yeah, he's in the pit lane, that's why.
Yeah. Credit to Connor, amazing what can happen when your internet holds up for 11 laps. He's leading the race.
Well, this is ideal in a way, but also not. If Pete wasn't there, he'd be feeling maybe a little bit more happy about himself in this position. I think he's still got a chance. I mean, if he plays this correctly, he could still have a very good result today. It's just what the likes of Pete and the others do around him. He could sneak in there, but we'll see. Yellow flags again. That'll be for Dan Scar, I'd imagine. Yeah. He's been about to be overtaken by Paul McGuinness, and that's into the gravel trap, actually. And yeah, now you could probably say the track is I know it's weird. It is drying, possibly enough now. I know it's sort of weird to say that and look at a guy on the hards all over the gravel trap, but he's broken the front wing. Give us that. He's about to be lapped as well. Again. He's about to be lapped as well here, and well, with Connor. Will he see him? I mean, he might end up coming across a very slow car in the pit entry if he does decide to pit, which he doesn't look like he will. He's understeering way too much. He might have to do a very sharp turn. He
On the
does
pits.
pit. They'll all pit, surely. I mean, they have to.
Yeah,
Now, it
Pete's in.
depends. Now, who's teammates of who? It's always a big problem, but there's going to be a lot of cars in the pits. Now we've got a yellow flag. Who is it? I wonder if it was TC, because he stayed out. Did he do that voluntarily? I'm not sure. And it's
Makes you
soft
think.
tyres for Connor. Making his first of 2 stops, obviously. Yeah, I remember.
TC's in the box seat, Owen. I think he's all the master stroke here.
I think he didn't mean to pit, or didn't mean to stay out.
I don't know.
If DRS is enabled, it's a dry track now. There was a yellow
He
flag, and I'm pretty sure he might not have done that voluntarily. Now, somebody had an accident in the pit lane exit. I think they have.
MK Bourne.
It's MK Bourne. MK Bourne. Big problems for one of the Jokers. We've now got 2 Jokers in trouble. J-Luke, by the way, the other one, is in 12th. So it's not gone horrendously for him, but he is still there to some extent. And then obviously Camo Babo isn't even taking his Joker. He is just saying, you know what, I'm going to stick sauce on. Maybe it'll rain later on, I'm not too sure, but certainly with what you're saying with TC, I mean, he's staying with a pace, but I do think he didn't mean to pit. There was a yellow flag and then he suddenly appears. I'm not sure if that was...
Wonder if he stayed out to avoid the hassle on pit road, possibly. Yellow flags again, Owen.
Yeah, that's for Danscar again, having to let everyone through now. I did say he would have a lot of people trying to lap him.
Go for a spin.
Oh, that's Jelly making an oversteer there. I wonder if it was NK Board struggling with his front wing damage. So now these guys are going to catch Danscar. Will he get in their way? I think he'll be okay. Here comes Mr. John having a think. Didn't go for it in the end. TC, keep an eye on where he is. He should be out ahead of Clyde. Might not be anyone else though. Riley, this is really about the only person that pitting early worked out for, it has to be said, because J-Luke didn't really work out for him, but Riley, I think he'd be happy enough with that actually. Sitting in
Pit again,
P8.
you'd say. What are your thoughts on Jordan and Pete? Do they need to pit again? If they do, I think it plays TC into a race winning position here.
I don't know. I don't know really. Here's Cam Baba, by the way, on the inside of Jordan, passing. Let's just look at these pit strategies here, because TC right now has made the 2 stops, but the problem is so has Pete, and Pete, as you might have noticed, is miles ahead of him and on the hards. So unless Pete crashes, and that is probably likely, actually, knowing him, but and Jordan as well, and Risky, and OKK, and Riley. There's a few of them still out there. I mean, Risky right now is on for P3 as it happens. So maybe Dexter, has he made a second stop? No, he hasn't, has he? So Risky actually, oh, he's off. Risky's off. He's been overtaken by OKK. Stop confusing it for me, man. This is too difficult to try and think about while these are all crashing.
Riley's on a charge.
He is, because that's him.
His sights now, yeah.
That's him moving. And Camo Babo also on the move. He's got to make advantage of these softs while he has them. And yeah, up to
Look at
P3.
that. Kamababa has given up with his Joker and just stuck the softs on.
He's going to go
Try and
for
get
it.
yourself in line with everybody else. He could be on for a podium here.
He's going to go for it on pure pace. Might not be the worst strategy in the world, as here comes Riley now looking on the inside of OKK. Does OKK see him coming? I think he did. He had a wee lock up just to make sure he didn't have any contact. But Risky will still be on this as Paul gets a penalty. I don't think he really cares though. And yeah, Riley's certainly on a charge now, but I'm sure he'll also have to pit again as well. But we'll see. We will see.
Whiteout or Connor pulling a gap from Pete still. He's flying.
He's got to do the same thing as Calmao and just get these tyres and run. He is trying to put himself in a position to get into these playoffs. He's been so stressed recently, hasn't he? He's been really sort of downbeat actually with all his issues, but oh, it might just start coming good towards the end.
Race ban at the start of the season. He's had DNFs and disconnection problems. He's the most negative man you'll meet. I said to him at the start of the day, imagine if he'd get that win tonight, just straight in the playoffs. And
Riley,
he's on form. He's there.
Riley tried to get by. Riley tried to get by, cut the corner, didn't really make it work. He's got a penalty. He's now also got Risky on the back of him. Down towards turn 4. Risky's not going to hit for this one, and he gets himself through.
Good move. Classic Risky. Bit of Bit of contact, but we don't mind that.
Typical risky. I don't know if we can call it classic or anything like that. Typical, yes.
Standard, default.
JACKOCAR standards though, yeah, sure. Go on, classic.
He's up there.
And
He's the poster boy of JACKOCAR.
7 seconds in the gap. So obviously Connor will end up probably on the mediums, I'd imagine, at the end, which will again be a much better tyre than the hards. Yeah. I really think if he just keeps his foot down, he's got 21 laps here. He'll be on faster tyres than Pete for pretty much all of them. And safety cars get involved as well. I do see maybe Connor being the best, most likely person to challenge for this one.
Driving beautifully as well, Owen. This is the best he's driven in his career, for sure.
Well, let's hope he can keep it up. Because he's certainly right now playing himself into a fantastic position. I don't know if does he absolutely have to win it to get into the playoffs?
He has to. 16 points behind Pete. He cannot overtake him by any other means other than a race win.
So
and with Pete doing what he's doing, and Kamababo doing what he's doing, MK Bourne, at the moment, is not going to advance to the playoffs. He is currently out as it stands. Dexter is inside. He's P5. He's doing enough. Khalifa in the chat saying, I can't believe my eyes. It's a Connor masterclass. We're halfway through this race. I'm not sure.
I tell you what, as well.
This is gonna go.
Look who's in the DRS of Pete, and look who's just set a fastest lap of the race. Camo Bama wants to get involved as well. He's really going to try and make it as difficult as possible for Pete today, and he could also be a deciding factor. He could really be a deciding factor for Connor as well. Now, I don't know how to predict this. Oh,
I don't.
I like this though. I like the unpredictability of it. Connor in the lead. Pete second.
To the outside.
Calabao, is he going for it? Wow, it's even earlier than I thought he would go for it. I wasn't even watching him. I was busy watching Okeke. He's just got by Dexter as well. And here comes another move from Risky. Oh my goodness, how has he managed to get that one done? What a crazy move that was. No damage or anything.
Fantastic.
He's just barged his way past. Up to P6.
Is he someone that could throw a surprise? He's done his 2 stops. Could he make his way to the front?
He's technically, if you look at it, on for a net P3 if it all keeps going on, but I'm not sure if he'll get there in a minute, but he'll certainly be staying near the front for the rest of the race. He's having a fantastic run so far. Camo Babo fastest again. Oh, what's going to happen, man? I have no idea. Anyone in this top 3 could be in for the win. Pete, does he look good enough on those tyres? Camo Babo, can he keep pushing? And Connor, what's he going to be like towards the end of the race? This is certainly something you can't be... don't you dare stop watching this now. Let's just say that much. This is certainly really fascinating race.
Austria delivering once again. Who'd have predicted this at the start of the race? Connor leading, potentially going to knock out MK Bourne, his teammate, in the playoffs. Unbelievable.
MK Bourne, of course, who was in those final 5 last season, will not be fancying getting knocked out at this early stage. But it does seem like it might happen. Obviously, the spin earlier went for him. He must have had the front wing damage as well coming out of the pit lane. 2 crucial mistakes today on a guy that should have been really benefiting from the Joker. And now going past him is Kyle, the regular series champion, who himself had a little accident down towards turn 4 on the first lap, nearly sending Riley to the Shadow Realm. Very much an off day for the man with the golden livery, but MK Bourne, will he try and get by? Good fight in this, actually. Shames for a lower position, but MK Bourne gets back free, but here comes Kyle again. You always got to look at these fights, because they could always go wrong and spawn the next safety car, but Kyle is ahead.
As it stands, Owen, MK Bourne is 5 points behind Pete. If he wants to recover this, he has to get up to P11 if Pete is to finish where he is.
That's not going to happen right now, is it? He needs a safety car to do it.
And even if he ties him, it's going to come on countback. And Pete has had the better result this season. So MK Bourne has it all to do at the moment. If Connor wins, that is.
Lap 19 and out of 20 out of 36. How far will the soft runners decide to go? Yuri's still on 10 lap old tyres, but I do wonder if they'll do 2 soft runs rather than just the one and then go to mediums. I wonder if it'll be soft. Now that would be proper aggressive, and that could also help them out. We'll need to see on that one, obviously. Obviously, everyone on mediums as well will be looking at the sauce towards the end. Anyone on hards, they can't really be enjoying this massively. I mean, Pete, yeah, he'll be in the lead, but he will also be under some real pressure. He's also used all his ARS as well. He's pushing like mad. Oh, okay, there goes Risky. Surely he'll be past him now with that properly massive slide for OKK. But now looks like he's going to get away with it. He had the good toe on Jordan still, and that's nearly into the back. OKK possibly getting a bit impatient now with Jordan ahead of him. He still wants to be in this net podium as well, OKK, of course. Because if he gets past Jordan, it's still technically a net P2, isn't it?
Absolutely. I'm just looking at the tyre percentages. Connor's tyres are averaging 30% all round. Pete's is still down in the low 20s. Camo Babo is mid 20s to high 30s. He seems to be pushing a bit more as Connor extends his gap a little bit more.
So that tells me that if Connor's tyres are in that good a condition, then yeah, it'll be soft to soft. How's OKK's tyres looking?
OKK's tyres, let me find you. Mid to low 20s on those mediums.
And how many stops has he made? 2. So he might actually be in there towards the end. You know, he could have somewhere to say if he can keep his pace up as well. Really, all up for grabs. But surely he will be getting past Jordan this time round. He seems so much quicker in the DRS zones, but this time really not as much actually, which is a shame.
OKK's a very measured kind of guy. He'll know when to make that move, and Jordan won't do anything stupid. But you sense it's only a matter of time with the DRS being enabled. Risky seems to have dropped back a little bit from OKK, maybe saving his DRS a little bit. All those hard tyres starting to fade. Paul McGuinness pits from 17th. Not his day. He's going to end up going via means of the chase to try and book his place in the Championship 5.
Well, he's being lapped now, so not really a good look for someone who's going to be even trying to get through via the second method. Really just not going his way right now, because he'd have to be top, obviously, of that second championship to get in, and, well, he's 19th coming into this day's championship, so what's he going to be like for the next one?
Yeah, he's got to outscore all those other 9 drivers in the bottom 10.
Is he going to be last, actually? Because, obviously, Risky's up there.
Yeah, Risky with the Demote Paul the last. As OKK gets past Jordan, by the way.
Oh, well, they're side by side. Jordan not going to get this one up. Look at the grip he's got on the exit. No ERS though. He's going to save it and maybe go for it a different time. Riley and Dexter were going for it as well. And we got some yellow flags. There's someone in the wall. I don't want to call this fight though. We'll see how it is in a minute. MK Bourne. Oh dear, yeah, it is indeed. He's falling down. Will we see any sort of safety cars or anything for that? He should be able to recover, and yes, he does.
Nice to see MK Borden not resetting the track there, because that does incur a 30-second penalty to this race if you do it.
J-Luke Knight on the back of this fight for P7. Obviously Riley at the head of that, and then Dexter. And look at that, Risky is now catching onto the back of Jordan. He wants to have a wee piece of the pie as well. He's used all his DRS, so it'd have to be a pretty late dive. He shows himself, tries to pressure Jordan to an error, and he does go a bit wide, does Jordan, but keeps the position.
If you want a pretty late dive, Risky's your man, who's going to deliver that.
Here comes J-Luke. Up
MK Bourne's up again.
Yeah, that's well off track, isn't it? Hopefully he doesn't get into the way of all these fights that are going on, as J-Luke is up into P8 now. Let's just have a wee check in now with MK Bourne. Yep, there goes F1 past him. They're not going to be into him or anything, I don't think. No sort of worries there on that one. Oh! Nearly hit Pete, though. And it was going so slowly it caused the yellow flag. And look at J-Luke and Riley on the outside into turn 9. That's a risky one. Surely Riley might pit. Nah, he's just letting go. It's Dexter that's pitting. Pulling the trigger for that second pit stop like he did for the first one. And we're at the 2/3 stage of this race. It's all going to happen at the end now.
Where's TC in all of this? He's P9.
It's not really got the pace. It does feel it, doesn't it, really? It's not really going his way at the moment. That's Riley.
Connor and Risky are the two you got to look out for. They're the only guys who can upset the playoffs now.
And they're
Which we
both
thought it was
well
set
in
in
this.
stone coming into this.
You even put the tweet out saying it was set in stone for some of them. And
I did, and I was wrong, and I apologise. And the only person that did it for us last week was Jordan, but I'm glad I was wrong because we've still got these four
Cars in the pits.
positions.
What's he going to go on to? It will surely be another set of a soft compound tyre. It has to be. Camo Babu stays out.
He will lead his first laps this season.
Will he try and get those to the end? I doubt it. But he'll have to try something right now because he is sort of way too far behind Connor to really upset anything in this balance.
Camo's tyres are averaging at mid-40s, by the way.
Yeah, they're not going to get there.
No way.
Connor is out in front of J-Luke. Now, J-Luke is someone, I can't believe this, who will still be on Joker, isn't he? He's still on Joker. He can go to the end. I mean, I don't think he'll get by Connor, but he might actually be there at the end of this thing, won't he? That could be a spanner in the works.
I'm going to throw something into this equation. J-Luke is teammates with Connor.
Ah, yes.
So he'll protect him.
That is very useful. Now, will Camo Babo pit on this lap? You'd expect it now, wouldn't you? But he's not pitting, unless he's going to take the... Nah, he's not pitting.
Naughty line. No, he stays out. Leads his first laps this season.
Okay, he stays out as well. You know what? I haven't even been taking a note of the playoff points.
Right. Connor got the second one.
Yeah, exactly.
I think J-Luke did get the first.
I'm sure we'll get them officially later on. Riley pits. Here comes Risky. Look at the run he's got now on Jordan, who's got nothing to defend with. And Risky's got a great run on OKK as well. Might even have a wee look at him towards turn 4. But it is P4 now for Risky as OKK goes quite wide. Will Risky have a go and try and get 2 cars in 2 corners? Look at the run he's got. He's surely going to dive out on the inside. We know Risky. This is what he does. But he's going to hold fire, is he? No, he's going around the outside.
No.
Oh, he thought about it. He certainly thought about it. But he is up to P4.
I'm going to throw something out there. Camo Babo has to pit again, yeah?
Well,
Pete is safely in the playoffs. And if Risky can get past OKK, Pete will let Risky through.
Oh, look at this, by the way.
Knocks MK Born out.
Connor's in this fight now. He's already arrived as Jordan pits. Jordan, did he have any damage? I wonder. That's a really odd decision to pit. Well, we'll keep an eye on that because here comes Risky.
Camo Babo pits.
Camo's in then. Ah, a big slide from OKK. All this fighting's putting Connor right onto this. He'll be going up to P2 surely in a minute. And then after that, it's only going to have to be a 7-second gap to close. He made that gap earlier on.
Connor's
as Risky passes OKK. Connor just has to do again what he did at the start. As OKK lets him go. That looked like a pretty easy move in the end. Will Connor get by now? Will he have to wait?
Oh.
And yeah, he really does. If he gets by Risky, all he has to do is replicate what he did at the start. Except this time, Pete's going to be on much older tyres.
Let me throw it back to Spa last season. These two were fighting for P2 and Pete was winning the race. And Connor and Risky collided at the top of that long straight.
They nearly collided again. They nearly collided again. Risky's off. Risky massive slide. Oh, jeez, he's got to hurry up. He's got to hurry up and get it done. Up the inside towards turn 1. Risky really isn't going to give this one up. He wants P2, but Connor wants P1, and that's what he's going to try and go for. But he's got a penalty, on the exit. But here comes Risky still. He's not letting this one go. Pete's loving every second of this. As up towards turn 3, Risky keeps P2.
Oh, what a battle. It's there for them to take. This is for a place in the playoffs, Owen, but Pete's extending his lead all the way, all the while these two are fighting.
Of course, Risky is teammates to Pete. He's not going to let this one go. He's not going to try and let his teammate lose the playoff spot, is he? Connor might have to try something creative. Look at the contact in there. Right now the gap's 8.5 seconds and there's a penalty in there and there's only going to be 8 laps to go after this. Connor's going to have to start setting lap records if he wants to win this race at the moment. Does Pete have any penalties, Jacko?
Pete has no penalties, Risky has 6. The only thing you will see is Pete will let Risky through and then hold Connor up if that's even possible.
There's another one as well. There's J-Luke's in this as well. J-Luke's arrived on the scene.
Oh, what a recovery.
What a recovery. He is absolutely on this as OKK loses it. He's in the wall nearly. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Connor is up into P2 and J-Luke's up into P4.
Oh, Connor needs 11 seconds. 8 seconds to catch Pete and then 3 seconds to extend that lead. Pete's tyres, what are they on? Let me come back to you. They're on medium or averaging mid 40% on those hard tyres.
They'll survive then to the end.
We've got a race.
But they'll certainly not be going very quickly, those tyres, compared to the absolutely rapid softs. TC, by the way, did get up to P5 thanks to that slide for OKK. That did look like just a pure mistake. What is this race?
Oh, every time we come here.
I do apologise if I'm shouting a bit, but can you blame me? Absolute chaos. The good type of chaos, not just the crashing. No, they're absolutely going for it. And
J-Luke's on the back of Risky, by the way.
P3 up for grabs right now. As NK Born, yeah, I don't think anyone's going to want to talk to him after this one. He's not going to be a happy bunny. As J-Luke climbs up towards turn 3. I mean, he could even nick P2 here as well. I don't know if he's got any penalties, but he should get Connor if Connor can't pull away, which it doesn't really look like he is at the minute. As J-Luke, here he goes, up towards turn 4. Risky on the inside, doesn't want to get this one up. It's a podium at the end of the day, and he's going to try and fight this one all the way to the end. But surely J-Luke now on the inside, up towards turn 6. That's so tight on the inside. He was under the grass. That's not how you get past. Risky holds on. A fantastic defensive performance right now. It has to be said. Really fantastic driving. J-Luke just has no way through. And Camo Babu might actually have a say in this as well. Look at him, he's on the back of TC, and after that it's only 3.5 seconds to get up to these guys on the older hards. So he could have a chance as well. As OKK pits, he'll fall outside the top 10 now, as Paul says the fastest lap of the race. So we've got 2 fights going on here. We've got J-Luke trying to get past Risky. He's got really not much ERS left, so it's got to be a fully sort of DRS and maybe fuel mix overtake as we lose Clyde. Clyde's out of the race. Will we get a safety car for that? Safety car's out, Jacko! Safety car is out, Jacko! Oh, yes!
Let's go.
We like that. We like that very much indeed. Oh, man. Oh, my goodness. Pete is not going to enjoy that at all. Oh, my goodness me. Can you believe it? He has to pit. We all have to pit now. But will Connor pit? Will he pit? I don't think Connor will pit. And Pete will. Connor hasn't got a reason to pit, has he?
No.
So surely...
Oh, who else is pitting there? It's Risky Racer pits.
Camo Babu as well? Camo Babu hasn't got a penalty, has he? Or does he? We need to check that because this...
I don't know, I've lost my screen.
Right, let's just check this.
Connor takes the lead.
Connor leads it.
J-Luke is teammates with Connor. This is for a place in the playoffs.
Camo Babu has not got a penalty. This puts him in an incredible position right now to win the race. All he has to do is get by J-Luke, who's on 20 lap older tyres. Pete's going to be going for it as well. Jordan, Risky, Dexter, TC, they're all going to be in there at the end of this one.
I've lost the timing zone. Oh no.
All right, let's just...
Pete and Camo have no penalties, neither does Jamie, but Connor has 3. But Connor and J-Luke are teammates, and J-Luke has said he will let Connor win. Or let any teammate win if he's in front of him.
Oh my goodness me. I love
Connor
this
league. He needs a 3-second gap, and J-Luke needs to defend for his teammates. Live pit. Look at this though, MK Bourne down in P16. If Connor wins, MK Bourne, who made it to the Championship 5 last season, is out and has to go through the chase.
There is so much at stake when this safety car goes in, potentially at the end of the next lap, That will leave us with a 3-lap shootout. That means you'll get DRS on the final lap to decide it all. And Connor, who's been leading probably more than anyone else today, finds himself at the front again. All he has to do is make a 3-second gap to J-Luke, who teammate, obviously. He will make that gap as long as J-Luke can keep Camo Babo behind. This is for a spot in the playoffs. A spot that Connor, if you would have asked him, would have absolutely said no chance. And this is the guy, remember at the very start of all this, back in Australia last season, find himself in a position to win the race so early on. Remember that? He lost that one. He's waited such a long time to have another chance. And what a chance this is now.
His next best chance come at Spa, which I alluded to earlier, and he blew that with the crash with Risky, but this is a genuine shot now. You watch on the restart, J-Luke will hold the pack up. He has to keep 10 car lengths to Connor, but Connor will absolutely bolt. And J-Luke, he's going to be the best teammate ever. It's going to knock MK Bourne out. Think of the long game.
I mean, this is the problem now, because Paul McGuinness, MK Bourne and NASCAR are all lapped. They can't even do anything. That's MK Bourne. That's going to be so frustrating. He finds himself 11th in line.
I've just thought, MK Bourne's teammates with Connor and J-Luke as well.
That's an awkward one, isn't it?
That's
going to be an awkward team meeting after the race, but the safety car lights are out. We saw a collision under the safety car at the end of the last one. Please, lads, just keep it clean. We want to have a 3-lap scrap for this race win now. I hope everyone in the stream is looking forward to this. Hope my internet holds out. This is going to be 10
viewers.
This is going to be some finish here. When is Connor going to go? There's the safety car. You can see it entering the pit lane now. I have a feeling he's going to bolt it straight out of this last corner and give it a run up towards turn 1. Is he going to get away? I tell you what, Pete's had the best start there, has he? He's had to back off a bit, so he couldn't get a go up to turn 1. He's now going for down the inside. There goes Risky as well. And Camo Babu is going to lose out here. And look at the run that Pete's got. Pete's going to go up to P2. And that's going to be a net race lead for him. J-Luke surely is going to have to give it something up towards turn 3. Has he got anything to give? No, he hasn't. There goes Risky. Oh, it's just about got past. Now Risky. He's now going to have a little look. I mean, if Risky wins this, he's straight through, isn't he?
Yeah, and Pete will go through with him and Connor will be out.
Pete has to let Risky through. Pete's through effectively, isn't he? Or is he can't do that, can he?
He's fine.
Pete's fine if Risky wins it.
Yeah.
So
because he's so far up. MK Bourne is the driver out correct.
Off! Is he off or is it lag? It's lag. It's lag.
It's lag.
Calm it.
It's lag. Of course it's lag.
Right, so if Risky can somehow get himself up to the front, he will be through, and you think Pete will also get through. So it's speed here.
100%.
Can find
MK
a way.
Bourne is the driver at risk.
It's speed here can find a way to get their two drivers up to the front. All they have to do is swap Pete and Risky at the finish. That's all they have to do, and Risky would win a race. Risky might just do that though. He might just take this into his own hands. He says, you know what, I might just do this for myself. As Pete gets past Connor. So
that's huge.
Pete isn't really playing the team game here, is he?
It's all a matter of time. It's a matter of time.
Surely Risky gets through. It's not at all, is it? Down the inside, I'm sure he'll do one of those trademark moves again. And he's done so. And he's ahead of Connor. Camo Babo is just been overtaken by J-Luke, so Camo Babo's progress is being really halted right now, but it's all about now. Surely Speed are going to swap their cars. They have to.
Risky needs 6 seconds on Pete.
They have to find a way to get this to work, because they can get 2 of their cars into the final set of the playoffs here. Yeah. What are they going to do? There goes Pete. He's pulling over. So it's
fantastic.
Time. Oh, TC's out. TC's out. There shouldn't be a safety car. It's the final lap now. I think they'll let them go for it, but Risky now leads it. So what Pete somehow has to do now is 1, hold up Connor, and 2, keep Connor behind him. How is he going to do that then? Because
on one of the shortest laps. Oh, Risky loses it out of 3. Oh.
My goodness, Camo Babo, don't count him out, because if these guys all start messing about, he's just got past J-Luke once again. And that top three is all within a second of each other. Oh, I don't know how to predict this. This might be the most bittersweet podium that you can see from some of these guys in quite a while.
It might even be a Pete win yet, unless he slows it right down.
Surely he's slowing it down now. Pete is slowing. Pete is slowing. Will Connor try something special now? Because there's nothing much that can be done. We've got a yellow flag. We've lost someone again. But right in the last corner, Risky's going to cross the line first. But we think Pete then is going to win the race. And he does. Camo Babo is second. And J. Lucas third. With Connor fourth. Dexter fifth. And Risky sixth. Jordan, Kyle, OKK, Yuri, Baza, Mr. John. And then Riley will be the last finisher. And obviously we had Paul, Dansgar, and then K. So, what does this mean then for the playoffs, Jacko?
Right, what it means, let me go to the time. It means Pete is through no matter what, whether he's first or second, he is through. Okay? Camo Babo, whether he's second, third or fourth, he's also through. And Dexter has done enough as Riley crashes. What I don't know are Risky's penalties genuine? Will he look to remove them after this race? And if he does and he's successful, it would knock MK Bourne out of the playoffs and put Risky in again at the last race like he did last season. So until the inquiry has been carried out, I do not know who is qualified. Pete and Camo are in. Dexter, I think, has done enough. But that final spot between Risky and MK Bourne, we don't know.
What a result for Camo, by the way, as well.
Yeah.
And actually, as well, Pete, first win of the season as well. I've got to give him credit. That was incredible. But look at that. Camo Babo from 15. Great work for him. But here's the order then. Pete from Camo Babo, J. Luke, Connor, Dexter, Risky, Jordan, Kyle, OKK, Yuri, Baz, Mr. John, and Riley. Then the lapped cars, Paul, Danscar, and NK Bourne. He will not be a happy man. And then the retirements. TC, Clyde, Arnold, and Splinter, who had his first retirement in such a long time. First non-points finished in 17.
In 18 races.
Or in 18.
Yep.
Right
17 top 10s in a row, that streak comes to an end, but that was...
What a stunning race then to set us up for the playoffs. We'll be back in Bahrain for the short layout next time. And if I were you, I wouldn't miss it, because if you're going to get anything like this again, who would want to miss it? So we'll be back then. Me and Jacko are going to now relax and play Fall Guys, because I'm going to make him. And yeah.
I haven't agreed to this.
Right. See you soon. Safe travels. Wear your masks and all that good stuff.